It's one of the most painful and confusing experiences a man can go through. You meet a woman who is amazing. She's smart, she's funny, she's beautiful, and you feel a powerful connection to her. You spend hours talking, you share your deepest secrets, and you become her go-to person for everything. You're the one she calls when she's had a bad day, the one she texts when something funny happens, the one she trusts more than anyone. In your mind, you're building the foundation for a perfect relationship. And then, one day, you decide to tell her how you feel. You take a deep breath, you lay your heart on the line, and she looks at you with a kind but sad expression and says the words that feel like a punch to the gut. You're such a great guy, but I just see you as a friend. Instantly, you are locked in the friend zone, a place that feels like a prison of your own making. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? I was the perfect guy. I was supportive. I was kind. I was always there for her. Isn't that what women want? The confusion is overwhelming because it seems to go against everything you've been told about what makes a good partner. But the truth is, the friend zone is not a punishment for being a good person. It's a destination you arrive at when you misunderstand the fundamental difference between friendship and romantic attraction. The biggest mistake men make is believing that attraction is a choice. They think that if they just do enough nice things, if they are supportive enough, if they prove what a great guy they are, that a woman will logically decide to be attracted to them. But that's not how it works. Attraction is not a decision, it's a feeling. It's a chemical reaction that happens in the brain, and it can't be negotiated or earned through good deeds. To understand this, you have to know that our brains have three separate, distinct systems for love. The first is lust, which is the sex drive. The second is romantic attraction, which is that feeling of obsession, craving, and intense focus on one person. And the third is attachment, which is the feeling of comfort, security, and deep bonding you feel with someone you trust. You can have one without the others. You can feel lust for someone you're not attached to. You can feel a deep attachment to a family member without any romantic attraction. The friend zone is what happens when you successfully build a powerful sense of attachment, but you completely fail to build any romantic attraction. You've activated the part of her brain that says, this person makes me feel safe and comfortable, but you haven't activated the part that says, I want this person, and I can't stop thinking about them. You've become family, not a potential lover. And once that switch is flipped in her mind, it is incredibly difficult to flip it back. So why does this happen? The most common reason is that you never created any romantic or sexual tension from the very beginning. You approached her as a friend, you acted like a friend, and so she saw you as a friend. You were so afraid of being rejected, so afraid of making her uncomfortable, that you played it completely safe. You never flirted, you never teased her, you never broke the touch barrier, you never looked at her in a way that said, I see you as more than just a friend. You put yourself in the role of the safe, reliable, non-threatening buddy. And while that's a great way to build a friendship, it's a terrible way to build attraction. Attraction needs a little bit of tension, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of a challenge. It needs that spark of unpredictability. When you are always agreeable, always available, and always supportive, you become predictable. And predictability is the enemy of desire. She knows exactly what to expect from you, and while that is comforting, it is not exciting. Her brain categorizes you as a source of comfort and stability, not as a source of passion and excitement. You have successfully shown her that you are a great guy, but you have failed to show her that you are a man she could desire. Another major reason men end up in the friend zone is because they simply do too much. They operate under the mistaken belief that they can earn her affection by being the most helpful, most giving, and most accommodating person in her life. He becomes her personal therapist, her handyman, her chauffeur, her biggest cheerleader. He's always the one texting first, always the one making plans, always the one putting in all the effort. He thinks that by doing all of these things, he is showing her what an amazing boyfriend he would be. But what he's actually doing is devaluing himself. Think about it in any other area of life. Things that are free and always available are rarely valued as much as things that are rare and that we have to work for. It's a basic principle of human psychology. By giving her everything and asking for nothing in return, you are communicating that your time, your energy, and your attention are not valuable. You are also preventing her from investing in the relationship. A relationship is a two-way street. Both people need to invest their time, effort, and emotions for a bond to form. When you do all the work, you are the only one investing. You are the one developing all the deep feelings of attachment, while she is simply receiving the benefits. She has no reason to think about you, to wonder about you, or to work for your affection, because you've already given it all away for free. You've made it so easy and comfortable for her to have you in her life as a friend, that she has absolutely no incentive to see you as anything more. This ties directly into another critical mistake. You never made your intentions clear. Hiding your romantic interest behind the mask of friendship is one of the most common paths into the friend zone. You tell yourself, I'll just be her friend first, and then when she sees how great I am, she'll fall for me. But this strategy is almost always doomed to fail because it's based on a foundation of dishonesty. Even if it's not your intention, you are being manipulative. You are not there to be her friend. You are there with a hidden agenda. And women are incredibly good at sensing this. They can feel when a man's kindness isn't genuine, but is instead a transaction. They can feel that you are being nice to her, not just being a nice person. This creates a feeling of unease. She might not be able to put her finger on it, but she senses that something is off. She feels that your friendship isn't real, and that you want something from her that you're not being honest about. This makes it impossible for her to trust you completely. And without trust, there can be no real intimacy, either friendly or romantic. By not being brave enough to state your intentions from the beginning, you force her to make a decision about you based on incomplete information. She sees a man who is acting like a friend, so she puts you in the friend category. It's not her fault, she's just responding to the signals you are sending her. The irony is that by trying to avoid the risk of rejection, you guarantee it. So how do you avoid this painful destination? The answer is not to be a jerk, or to stop being a kind and supportive person. The answer is to understand that being a nice guy is not enough. You have to be a good man, and a good man is both kind and strong. From the very beginning, you need to be clear, both in your words and your actions, that you are interested in her romantically. This doesn't mean you have to be overly aggressive or crude. It means you need to flirt. You need to create that playful, exciting tension. You need to use confident body language. You need to treat her like a woman you are attracted to, not like one of your buddies. You also need to have your own life. You cannot make her the center of your universe. You need to have your own goals, your own hobbies, your own friends. When you have a full and exciting life of your own, you become a much more attractive person. You are not needy, you are not clingy, and your happiness does not depend on her. This creates a sense of independence and strength that is incredibly appealing. And finally, you have to be willing to walk away. If you've made your intentions clear and she is not interested, you have to respect her decision and move on. You cannot linger in the friend zone, hoping she will change her mind. By being willing to walk away, you show that you have self-respect, that you value yourself, and that you are not willing to settle for less than what you want. This, paradoxically, is one of the most attractive things you can do. It shows that you are a man of high value, and it leaves the door open for her to see you as more than just a friend in the future. The friend zone is not a life sentence, and it's not a punishment for being a good person. It's a lesson. It's a sign that you need to build not just comfort, but also attraction. It's a sign that you need to be not just nice, but also strong. And when you truly learn that lesson, you'll find that you don't end up there nearly as often. Because the truth is, the right woman will never friend zone a man who makes her feel both safe and desired at the same time. What do you think? Have you ever been in the friend zone, or have you ever had to put someone there? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could be the one that helps someone else understand this confusing situation. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the psychology of attraction and relationships. We'll see you in the next video.